Now this is part 3 of explaining all of our entities in the facility series. After this, we will continue with a brand new one next episode, but for now, we're going to give our opinion from the last episode, giving William, aka Entity 1 if you didn't hear, a review on his backstory. I'll go first and say, I think his backstory's alright, where he gets fused with a whole monster, and he ends up killing people. It's much more detailed, but I just basically give a simple definition of it. But, to be honest, it could need some work. It's not the most complex thing you'll hear, but I like it. And it was funny to me. Now, on to my brother's opinion.
The story is pretty well done from our standards. I think the origin was pretty good. To be honest, I laughed when my brother mentioned the fact that William beat the hell out of a fox over his dog, which I think is pretty valid. I think the story is as fine as it is. Back to you, Chris.
It's nice to hear your review, John. But now, it's the thing I promised in the second episode. The rest of the Entity 1 variants, and then giving their backstories. Now, let's do a quick recap. We just gave out Entity 1's backstory last episode. This Entity 1 has different side prints on his skull. And he comes from a universe where his parents didn't like him at all. He was abused. Everything still happened the same, other than his mom dying. But he just ended up walking away. He didn't even try going back to his dad. This one, when he tried to go back, his dad didn't accept him. He just called him a freak like the rest of the village, and he ran away. This Entity 1 ended up being more bloodthirsty than the original, so he was a perfect puppet for the PDA. This Entity 1, one thing I forgot to mention in the storyline, when you turn into a big beast after you get the power transfer to you, you end up losing something, like skin, bones, or flesh. In the main universe, he lost his jaw. In this one, he lost everything about him. All his muscle, fat, organs, just everything. And ended up killing everyone in this universe. Not sure why, but he did. In this universe, his master never left Egypt, so he became a god there. In this universe, Entity 1 was born into a universe where everyone had powers, just like my hero. Before we continue, I'd like to say some of Entity 1's powers right now, which is simply super strength, super durability, bone manipulation, and bone absorption. But now back into the review of the others. This Entity 1 carried a parasite in his system, which led him to become that. This one was born during the dinosaur era. This one, everything went right with him. The village accepted him, and he became a head leader in the PDA. Entity 9.8 took over for Entity 1 after he died in his universe, and onto the new Entity 1 versions. This is what Entity 1's original skull looked like before he carved it into his dad. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. After his dad was executed, he carved the skull into his father's skull. This is what Entity 1 looked like before turning into the monster. And the only thing that burned off was his head. His jaw stayed. This one, he ended up working as a businessman and lived a good life. In this universe, Entity 1 ended up becoming a dictator, taking over the world. In this universe, Entity 1 became a zombie and infected the whole world, which is in Entity 0's perspective, what he saw. We'll talk about Entity 0 more later. This universe, he just became on fire and ended up burning the world. This is what Entity 1's original design was. In this universe, he ended up being a serial killer like Jeffrey Dahmer. In this universe, he ended up embracing the curse, now being one with it. In this universe, Entity 1 never forgave the people. He stayed in the forest. He became one with nature. And this one became buff as hell, and now is very loyal to the people. And lastly, we have the most vicious out of them all. This one was a very problem child. He killed birds, killed animals, cut himself, and by the time he was an adult, his parents kicked him out. He was on the street. He killed people for fun, and he ended up killing more people, becoming wanted by the whole planet after a couple months. Here is what he looks like from the side. I'm sorry if it's blurry. That is all for William we have. I was glad to make this video, and I was glad to share you guys my OC, William, Entity 1. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, and I love you all. Make sure to like and subscribe.